Hey guys, what's up? Boomer here. Hope you guys got some great stuff from the 2x Ancients. Personally, I got Rollbar and Basilius. I'm very happy since both are new legendaries, bringing my total to 37 unique legendaries, 7 of which are void. I thought about building up Basilius for arena offense because he has high base attack and good speed, but 4 snookers are not good in this current arena meta, and his multipliers are below average. I also thought about building up Rollbar, Kick W. Okay, with that aside, in the last video I quickly talked about arena defense, especially resistance team. Here I will show you my thought process of building one. Only endgame players should build resistance team, because resist gears come from Ice Golem, and realistically the only good sets from Ice Golems are resistance and taunting, which doesn't help players progress through dungeons. The energy would be better used in Dragon, Fire Knight, and Spider. In my opinion, the main objective of a resistance team is to deter players from attacking you, or force the attackers to use a longer amount of time to defeat your team, if they can. The amount of time includes the time used in the actual battle, as well as the time it takes them to change their lineup. Take my arena defense, for example. Duchess, Rotos, Valkyrie, and Black Knight. Duchess, Rotos, and Valkyrie all have well over 700 resistance. I have been using this defense for quite a while, so people know how they are built. Most people who don't have a high enough accuracy debuffer will not be able to debuff this team, obviously. So most of them will default to using hard-hitting champions, such as Faceless, Rotos, to against this team. If they do, then my objective is complete, because it will take the single target champion a while to beat my entire team. Oh, and by the way, it is very difficult to win defense against a well-built Rotos. His A3 is super powerful. Let's look at my defense log. So my loss is okay, so I have a lot of win now because arena just reset and I'm in goal 4 at the moment. So the ones that I lose to usually have Rotos in there. Rotos. You get my point. There are 2 types of resistant teams. One that you put out regularly, for example right now, and another that you only use on reset day, during the last 10 to 15 minutes. The one you put out regularly should have a win condition other than your opponent leaving, and the one you use on reset day doesn't need to have a win con. That's the only difference. A resistance team is meant to go second because all stats should be allocated to resist, with the remaining going to HP, defense, and speed. That brings me to the most important point. Since the team is going second, it is very important to not get wiped first AoE. At the very least, the star of your team should live. In my opinion, the star is the backbone of your team. It is usually the reviver who should have your best pieces. The champions should have an on-demand revive skill. For example, not Arbiter's A4. Doesn't acquire accuracy at all because your stats should be allocated to resist, HP, defense, and speed. The champion should also have some sort of buffs for your team. The main objective of your team is to keep her alive as long as possible. The team falls apart without her. The top stars are Siphi, Duchess, Raglan, Cardinal, and Blindseer, in that order, in my opinion. It is best if you can run 2 or more of them, because double and triple revive are super strong, alongside with timely intervention mastery. Molly is not good here because she needs accuracy and her A1 is useless. There are a few ways to ensure your star lives, in no particular order. You can run at least one champion shield set. Use your best gear on her, obviously. The best sets for this type of comp are Resistance and Stalwart. Get Selfless Defender Mastery on everyone else. There are also champions that offer damage mitigation from their passive. For example, Duchess, Norak, and Seeker, as long as you put Seeker in the front. For regular defense, it is essential to have a damage dealer. Unlike on reset days, when players are pressed for time, players are a lot less likely to concede a long fight when it is not reset. The damage dealer should be hard to kill or have some sort of built-in survivability. The ones that I recommend are Mountain King, Vargol, Rotos, Bragus, Angar, and Damage Hegemon in no particular order, but Rotos and Hegemon are the best. I also recommend having a champion shield set, as long as your other champions have good enough resistance and don't get their buff stripped. It is likely that they have an extra 30 to 40k HP. This is a very flexible spot, and there are many worthy candidates. If you run 2 of the stars, your comp should be done by this point. Just make sure your champion don't have overlapping buffs. If you are only running 1 of the star, then your last champion should just be someone who can provide extra support to your star, or someone who can mess up your opponent. Notable mention to Torment and Valkyrie. Oh, and one more thing. The team should be built in a way where the typical ally attack comp cannot run through it. A typical ally attack comp consists of Arbiter, Skullcrown, Senesha, and Lanicus or Longbeard. In the end, what's the point of building this type of defense if it just get wiped in 2 seconds, right? So to prevent that, you can run a super big shield, for example, a Krisk in a shield set. You can also, maybe you can even run 2 champions in shield set. If you do this, then your damage dealer should be the one in shield set, and optimally a HP based champions like Mountain King or Angar will also benefit from having a lot of HP. You can also run multiple Spears champions to fish for weak hits from Senesha. So that is the strategy that I use. I use Valkyrie and Duchess Lady 2 as the 2 Spears champions to fish for the weak hit from Senesha. You can also use Seeker or Sandslash. They help a ton. Also, if you plan to run this resistance comp at reset, you should also build a fifth member. This 5th member will replace your damage dealer at reset. He should be built to patch any holes, loopholes, and also provide additional support to your main roster. In this case, for my team, it is this Razin. He gives an extra 90 resistance to my whole team and 30,000 shield to everyone. He has no speed nor damage. His purpose is already served when he enters a battle. So to summarize my thoughts in one sentence, have at least 2 champions with high resistance, 1 damage dealer, 1 champion shield set. That was long, okay. To wrap up this video, I will provide a few examples that you can find in the description below, alongside with a TLDR template. I can't cover everything since there are endless possibilities for this type of comp. It is up to you to explore it. In the next video, I will break down my arena defense. Please stay tuned for that. Till next time, bye.